If you are northeast of, let's say, those two spots, looking at my hometown right here, Taylorville area, Christian County, that is where you do, right now, you want to take those precautions. You want to get inside. If you're on the roadways or planning to be on in the next couple of minutes, not the time. Get inside right now. With the tornado warning, if you're just waking up, you turn this on, you're hearing the sirens, get as many ways to communicate as possible. What we're talking about here with this tornado warning, it is radar indicated, which means we don't have a train spotter on the ground, but there was some tight rotation in the Farmersville area. So that's south of Chatham, right there in Montgomery County, stretching into Christian County. This area here, with that lightning and that rotation, you want to be inside, away from any windows. That's step one. Get in the basement if you have one. If you don't, the most interior part of a home or business. If you're in a mobile home, that is not where you want to be. You want to make plans now, especially Christian County. If you can find a sturdy building, a store, anything like that, a place of business that you can get inside, now is the time for you. You have that time. If you're here in this area, you just want to hunker down at this point. Do not go outside behind those storms with this tornado warning for you, issued just a couple of minutes ago. Everything traveling north and east, all right? Not to say that this won't necessarily keep the tornado warning, but severe thunderstorm warnings as well. Any point, this line of storms could produce that tornado very quickly. So you won't have a lot of time here. So if you're in Christian County, you're in Shelby County, Macon County, now is your time to prepare. Get inside while you can, and just you want to be as safe as possible. Do not be on the roads in this kind of system. There's the look of this. I'm looking at the phone here. Matt has pulled up the tight rotation. That's near Pawnee. All right, so that is going to be just north of that little system here. Let me pull up the velocity, Matt, while you're talking about it. It is where the severe thunderstorm warning is. This area right here is where Matt was just talking about, near Pawnee. Let me get the pointer out. Right in here. You see that red on your screen, folks. That area switching from red to green, tight rotation. That would be the Rochester area, stretching to Edinburgh right here. Anything in this location, Route 29, you live in this area, Mechanicsburg, places like that, could have a tornado warning issued in the next few minutes here. Anybody along this line of storms, again, Christian County, you want to be hunkered down right now. Doesn't look quite as strong for those folks up in Logan County. Still a severe thunderstorm warning for us in Montgomery, Macon, and Christian counties. We do have that very high wind with those tornadoes. You see that bright green on your screen there. That is a measurement of those winds right here, where the two tornado warnings are, kind of where they intersect near Farmersville. Those spots showing a lot of wind, so this goes right to the Edinburgh area.
They're reporting power outages in Brington. So
okay, I don't know if someone in the back can get one of the anchors back in here just to be on kind of power outage patrol, something like that, because we will be needing updates or any news updates of any kind. Just have them on standby at this point, because there will be some, I would not be shocked, more power outages with this system. Charge your phones now, folks. Get things.
So yeah, those power outages look like they were with that first tornado warning that was issued earlier when it first came up.
Okay, so back towards Macoupin.
Just on the edge of Macoupin County.
Okay, so that'd be back a little bit further west. This is nasty, nasty stuff as the squall line continues to approach. Nothing issued east of Springfield yet as far as the tornado warning, but that severe thunderstorm warning means you should be inside right now already. Anyway, you should be getting away from those windows, and you should be waiting this thing out here. Do not try to get into work right now. We have one other line developing east of this system. Best case scenario, those thunderstorms that are moving through Piatt, Champaign County, we could get a little bit of thunderstorm activity going on that would zap some of the energy from the atmosphere. That would be fantastic, because as this line approaches us, we're still looking right here at this tornado warning just east of Girard, stretching into the Christian County area there.
Yeah, that rotation has not weakened at all.
Okay.
It's pretty much remained relatively where it's at. So we're continuing to see this rotation, and I'm trying to pull up the velocity real quick.
Let Matt drive here for a little bit. We're just kind of...
So still that broad rotation down by Raymond, Pittman. We're still seeing that where those reds and greens overlap. That's where we're seeing that rotation. We still have some very broad rotation in that severe thunderstorm warning as well. not warned under that tornado warning, but still very broad. And then we're seeing the tighter rotation by Raymond, Farmersville, in Montgomery County.
Anybody in Christian County, listen up, now's your time to get prepared. Anybody in eastern Montgomery County, I'm looking at my folks there in Nokomis. Between the Nokomis-Taylorville Blacktop, you're looking at that potential for, in the next few minutes, extremely strong gusty winds, certainly thunderstorms with this, possible tornadoes. Everybody that is underneath a yellow outline, you can see it right there. We're talking about the corners of Springfield through Decatur, stretching south through Pana into western Shelby County. Now's your time. You just want to get ready right now because we will be seeing more of these, at least strong thunderstorms. Bare minimum. There it is, new tornado warning, Matt, just popped up as we talked about it for that area I just mentioned. Southern Christian County now underneath this next tornado warning for us. This, again, with that wind, we were literally just talking about near Edinburgh. That it shows Ricks on the map, but that is the Palmer, Edinburgh area, just south of Taylorville. So Christian County underneath that. Looks like, Matt, you were talking about it, that rotation right here.
Yep, especially on that southwestern part of that new polygon.
Kind of like
that one, and then on right down
here.
there as well.
A couple of spots for you. That is the area that triggered another tornado warning. So this new tornado warning in Christian County, now set to expire at 9 o'clock this morning. This is extremely dangerous, this way the storm has developed. Let me pull up that radar real quick.
If you're in the city of Taylorville, please go to your safe spot, most interior room, lowest level. Basement is the best place. Most walls between you and the outdoors as possible when we're talking about tornado warnings. We're right now under a tornado warning for the southern part of Christian County. That does include areas like Taylorville as well as Ricks. So please keep advised with this. We are still seeing that very broad rotation with this system as it makes its way through, and it's producing a lot of lightning as well, and that's really been a good indicator showing that this system has intensified over the last hour or so. And they're also moving very fast across the region. We're talking 40, 50, 55 miles per hour across. So that adds to that wind threat as well. So we're still seeing that very broad rotation. Let me see if I could pull it up. So that's where we're seeing some of that rotation right there, where those greens and reds are overlapping. That's shear. That's where we're seeing some of that spin, especially on that tighter side. And then on radar, starting to see it make its way through Macoupin County into Christian County right now. Yeah, I'm still seeing that tornado warning, which is in effect until 9 a.m. this morning. Taking cone version and see how fast some of this is going out. So Taylorville 8:39, May at 8:44, Assumption at 8:50. This is all moving in that northeast direction, and this whole system is intensified, and it's still right here in the area. Still seeing that rotation under those warnings.
Yeah, go back to that radar real quick, Matt, just to show. Everywhere he's talking about, you can see minutes, basically, to prepare for this system. 60 miles per hour plus system moving from west to east right now. We talked about it. We're letting the people in Christian County know, hey, take shelter. Look at that big, intense rain right there towards Taylorville there. Along the Auburn to Taylorville line, so Kincaid is going to be in this. You're looking at parts of, looks like anything along Route 29, of course. The Morrisonville area is going to be targeted. Edinburgh, places like that. Everything kind of stretching eastward very quickly. Pana, you're probably on the tail end of this, but this is moving real quick for us. I don't know if we can zoom out a little bit more, Matt, just kind of show people how quick this storm has moved in. It's lost a little bit of juice in Montgomery County, but it is still holding strong here between Springfield and Southern Christian County. If you're over here in Macon County, now is your moment. Now is your time to actually prepare. All ahead of this system. There's been a little bit of development right here. Let me step off the screen real quick for you folks. You can see it. This line of storms right there, very quickly building for northern Shelby County into Piatt County. You're talking in the last 20 minutes or so, That's in the Sullivan area.
They just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for that storm you were talking about.
Oh, right there in Shelby County,
Yep,
right here?
in Shelby County.
Yeah, so this area, we just were mentioning it, and it happens. I better stop naming names. This is going to be tracking eastward now, severe thunderstorm warning. Get away from the windows, inside. Basically the same precautions you would take for a tornado warning. And of course, we are tracking that tornado warning with this cell right here. This guy right here heading towards south of Taylorville, over towards Morrisonville, Palmer, Kincaid, Edinburgh area between Springfield and Taylorville, Route 29. And then shortly to follow, we're talking Decatur area there, Macon County. Stonington area here would be next in line up towards Blue Mound, and then over towards certainly Decatur, Mount Zion, places like that. Talking Mechanicsburg, Illiopolis, a lot going on in this area right here, kind of in our triangle here between Springfield, Taylorville, and Decatur. So that system Matt just talked about right here, I don't know if we can go to the live radar real quick, Matt. Just before I step off, I want to talk to people. This is that new severe thunderstorm warning. You see all that lightning associated with it. Just behind it there, of course, that tornado warning that's still tracking south of Taylorville, but the southern edge of Taylorville. People know that spot really well after the tornadoes a few years back. This spot is definitely potential for those storms to develop fast enough that we see the tornado. So this is our newest warning. The most important warning is this one right here. So again, everybody northeast of Taylorville should already be in shelter. Taylorville, absolutely, if you're in the city limits. A lot of my folks there keeping safe, hopefully already listening. Between Springfield and Decatur, no warning as far as tornado warnings, but with this lightning, hail, wind, you want to be inside right now. So a lot going on, I know. Listen for your areas. You know where you are. You're in a rural area in this location. You definitely going to be looking at some damaging of all types here, Matt. Basically anything.
Yeah, so going back to that tornado warning, so some of the things that we look at are those velocities, the winds going towards, going away from the radar in green and red. And where they overlap is where we start to see some of that rotation or that spin, and we're seeing that here pretty much all along this line in Bear Creek, where we're seeing this system making its way through. We're just going to be able to see that rotation is definitely there and profound enough to issue that tornado warning. So Taylorville area, please make sure that you're in your safe spot.
Definitely great advice. This is an ongoing system. This is not a short-lived system. This reminds me of the derecho, not quite to that same level. I don't want to say that, but with the amount of tornado warnings being spawned from this system, as the heating of the day continues, I am worried about the Macon County area next. So wide swath of us dealing with this. It does look like it is trending further north and east as far as this initial line goes. And basically what that means for you at home, if you're in Macon County right now, time to find your safe spot. If you are west of Springfield, we're finally drying out a little bit, at least for the morning. Definitely in better shape there. Shelbyville area stretching up towards Moultrie. So between Shelbyville and Sullivan, you're underneath that severe thunderstorm warning. Let me go ahead. I'm curious if they have potential here with that tornado and this guy. I don't see it right now, but a severe thunderstorm over Tower Hill. That would be that cell that is right here. You can kind of see it. There it is, right there in between Shelbyville and Tower Hill is where that cell is. Let me go ahead, point that out. This cell right here. That could cause potential. So Shelbyville, you should be in your safe spot now. So then you get to Windsor, stretching in. Then you head over to Coles County. So we got a little bit of time for you folks further east of this line, but not much. And it's this area, of course, right here that we're keeping our closest eye on at this point. Let me pull up again that potential red-green rotation spot, this area here. Again, showing up north of Ricks, the Morrisonville area right here is going to be in that. Heading right towards Taylorville at this point, right along Route 48. So hopefully everybody's staying indoors, away from their windows. That's step one. Get inside, get into that lowest portion of your home. We've seen that other line developing now around the Champaign area. Everything kind of south of Champaign underneath this. The only spot that really hasn't had a lot of activity is the areas that are dealing with the tornado warnings right now. And then this leads me to worry about Macon County. All right, you folks will be next. So that tornado warning, of course, the big threat. Everything now trending northeast of Taylorville in the next half hour, and then east of that over into Shelby and Moultrie counties up here towards the east part of the state. Now, I don't know, AJ, are you in right now with your mic on? Because we've been talking about power outages.
We have.
Okay, what do we got so far? I don't know if we could show this yet.
Yeah, if we could pull up the power outage map that just
Okay,
sent
we don't
in.
have it
We
yet.
don't have it yet, but we'll get it in a little bit. We're dealing with some outages in Macoupin County right now. In just a moment, we'll give you an updated number on customers out, but it's really looking like it's trending towards 10% of those in Macoupin County at the moment. So
Okay.
sitting at around 7% outage, just a little bit under that. But at the moment, out of the 19,000 customers tracked on the poweroutage.us website, it's looking at about 1,600 plus
Okay.
without power in Macoupin County at the moment.
That does not shock me, AJ. That is that area I've got pulled up right here. In the Carlinville area, we saw what looked like a very dangerous storm in the Carlinville area. So hopefully people were paying attention, staying away from those, staying away from the windows especially. It does look like this severe thunderstorm warning now, I'm going to take a quick look at you, until 9 o'clock. That is for Sangamon, Christian, stretching into Macon County, as well as our eastern portion there, or excuse me, our western portion of Shelby County. But a lot going on today. It looks to me like this tornado, again, the main threat is now shifting a little bit north and east of Taylorville. But right now, you folks in Taylorville definitely still be hunkered down. Don't try to get outside just yet. If you heard something, please take your time. It's this spot, actually right over Taylorville, so do not even think about going outside at this point.
Do not send us those photos. Please wait until after
Yeah.
it. I've already gotten some people sending photos. Please wait. Please wait.
There's too much lightning with this system, guys. You don't want to get outside with this, but this area here, southwest of Taylorville, now you're talking about, I mentioned Palmer, getting in towards the south, or the southern portion of Taylorville here, all potential for dealing with this. That is right on the line where the radar site is, where it's going away versus coming towards. Little tricky, but overall, that's the spot we're looking at. The only active tornado warning right now is in Christian County. So I want to remind everybody that could be extended very easily. We've got another 25 minutes before that is set to expire. We're just trying to get ahead of this system at this point. If you're in Christian County, especially the southern edge, and I'm thinking now the northeastern edge will be next, you want to be inside the Stonington area is what I'm looking at now. A lot of lightning, thunder in Taylorville with that tornado warning. I'm sure those sirens going off. You can see that. I'm looking at, Matt has the phone right there, a little couplet just west of Nokomis, northern Montgomery County. That is going to be right here.
Just below that polygon.
Okay, so right there is what I'm looking at, between Hillsborough and Nokomis. Let me see what it looks like on the velocity here as well, because, yeah, I see it. There it is. Right here, Roundtree is the name right there, north of Witt. And that is heading straight east. So Nokomis could be impacted by this as well. The Nokomis Blacktop there, stretching into Taylorville, and then eastward towards Pana, all possible. So again, northern Montgomery County, just because you're not in the warning for the tornado, you're still in the warning for the thunderstorms. And if you are one of those folks here that are underneath one of these polygons, let me turn off that radar real quick. Want to point out, you should be inside. You should be in your safe spot already. There it is. So everything south, really south of I-72, you're already in your safe spot. A lot of lightning with this. A little less lightning now. We do have the power outage map. All right, so AJ, I don't know if you are ready here. Okay.
Yeah, taking a look at the power outage map, you see there the affected spots over near East St. Louis, or Calhoun County, really, and then Macoupin County as well. And tracking Macoupin County, we're looking at the roughly 20,000 or so customers tracked through Ameren. Well over 2,000, actually 2,600 plus customers out. So that's over a 10% outage in Macoupin County at the moment, 10.75, I guess, to be exact, out of all those customers tracked in Macoupin County. But these are numbers that are constantly updating and constantly getting larger and larger. So throughout this morning, as we're still seeing the severe weather sweep through the area, we have been seeing a gradual increase of power outages again. So even if your power is out, it's just very important to stay inside, to stay alert, keep us on. Make sure that you know where exactly this tornado warning is and where it's moving and trending towards.
Yeah.
Because we've been tracking it for you. We're going to continue tracking for you all morning. Nick, what are you guys seeing in terms of where exactly it's heading at the moment?
Yeah, you mentioned it, AJ, that the fact of the matter is right now, these reports are updated constantly. That is going to continue. People will lose power in this. So hopefully you're getting everything charged up. Let's go back to the radar here because I want to point out again with this tornado warning, and Matt's been bringing it up here, there's a little couplet near Nokomis traveling east alongside that line between Hillsborough and Nokomis right there that could cause some potential, certainly 4 tornadoes. That tornado warning has been extended eastward, so now if you're west of that, the tornado risk is certainly lower for places over in the Morrisonville area there, but east of that, right along Taylorville, that is just a lot of lightning and then a lot of potential storm damage with that tornado, of course. Severe thunderstorms along the second line that is developed west of Sullivan. And I'm keeping a close eye on things northeast of Taylorville as well as this line approaches from west to east. Remember, everything is moving. I'm going to put this in motion actually for you folks at home. Everything is moving from west to east out here. This is what it looks like now. When I show you, fast mover. We're talking, we started this radar here back towards 6 o'clock in the morning, and right now that goes all the way from outside of central Illinois in towards past Springfield through Taylorville now is where that tornado warning is right there. You can see as that cell has moved north and east. Looks like it's still lost a little steam, but north of that right here, you see this, a lot of dark purples in northern Christian County and eastern Sangamon County, Illiopolis area, Mechanicsburg. You're heading towards Decatur again, so I am concerned that there might be some severe thunderstorms for this area here in Decatur. Then you have the Forsyth area up towards Maroa, places like that. These cells developed very quickly along this line, all of which triggered now another severe thunderstorm. And again, when you hear the word severe thunderstorm, you should be away from those windows. You should be away from any glass, things like that. Winds and hail are the big threat with this system beforehand, and with that rotation we've seen, this is still causing issues. So Taylorville, you're still right in the bullseye here. That would put Pana next, but so far nothing. I'm still concerned with areas more northeast of Taylorville, but if I was in Pana as well, I would be looking to seek shelter right now. Don't wait. There's no reason to wait. Just get ahead of this system, all right? So if you are east of Springfield, hunker down. Decatur, Monticello, Champaign are the big spots out there. And then once this system goes by, our morning threat looks like it'll kind of wrap things up here, at least for a little while before we start getting back into the maybe more intense stuff later on today.
Yeah, it seems like we still have that tight rotation just around Taylorville and just to the north, 2 kind of tight rotations as well with that tornado warning. And it is the only tornado warning across the region. Everywhere else is under that severe thunderstorm warning if you're under warnings. Taking another look at velocity real quick, back to that storm, where we see those greens, those darker shaded greens and reds overlap. That's where we start to see some of those tighter spins, and that's where we see that rotation, and that's where we see those warnings get issued. So yeah, just to the south of Taylorville, within Taylorville as well. So please make sure you're in your safe spot, most interior room, lowest level, away from windows, and keeping as many walls between you and others as possible. NWS has, let's see.
Is that it looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning potentially right there, Matt, east of that line. But I'm pulling up the NWS chat right now. Looks like with that tornado potential, there's been reports of hail over an inch. Once you get to 2 inches, that's when it's damaging hail. Dangerous out there. That's golf ball. You do not want to be outside in this system. No updates in the past couple of minutes, though. Looks like that was the last one. That tornado warning continues in Christian County, right there south of Taylorville, right along Taylorville here. That's a lot of open farmland in that spot there between Route 48 and Route 29, stretching in towards Pana. There's that shear Matt has just pulled up. That is the wind speeds. And that is also pretty nasty stuff coming across with this big line of storms. So not only do you have the lightning, the wind, the hail, and the tornado risk, that wind north there, or above, excuse me, these storms are also causing problems.
Yeah, that tight pocket, there's those two little indents in there. Not sure if you're able to see my cursor.
Yeah, close the, here you go. Once we close this, you can actually
There we go.
get to the pointer
There we
tool.
go, pointer. So yeah, so right within here, we're starting to see that tighter rotation as well as up here. And that's where we saw some of those shear rebounds as well. There's also very, very tight, very broad rotation just to the north of that polygon. But yeah, this warning still goes until 9 a.m. as we're continuing to see more scans update this.
Yep.
This storm is moving very fast. I mean, it's almost out of this polygon already. So we're likely going to see another warning get issued along with this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked either, Matt. And you can see here, so Awaniko I haven't mentioned as well. You folks there in Christian County, just on the tail end of that polygon along Route 29. But then you have, so right in this area, then you head over to Moweaqua Assumption, of course, Central A&M schools in this spot. So we are just kind of waiting and seeing what they do next. As Matt mentioned, you might be under this storm by the time the warning actually gets issued. So you hear that siren. Hopefully you're already indoors. Pana stretching all the way north here along US 51 into Decatur. Decatur will be next as well. Let me go ahead and show you what you folks are dealing with. Not that same kind of intense red to green that has been going through other parts of central Illinois, but definitely a spot of concern for me. So northern Christian County, a little bit more lightning. Where the tornado warning itself is, a little bit less lightning, but of course with wind damage and wind speeds possible, this is the main concern this morning. Getting you anything north of Christian County, so Stonington up towards Mount Auburn there in northern Christian County. Illiopolis, Mechanicsburg, as we head towards Sangamon and Macon counties.
It's quite impressive how that other line has developed within the last half hour. It pretty much went from not on radar to taking over this whole thing.
Which is a good point there, Matt, because just because you don't have thunderstorms over you at the moment, it doesn't mean we could see something develop very quickly. Coles County now, not underneath that severe thunderstorm warning, but you folks there, Mattoon into Charleston, definitely looking at the possibility. Sullivan, you're in the teeth of this now. Shelbyville has been dealing with the hail, thunderstorms, lightning activity as well. So just because you're not underneath that tornado warning, but you're underneath a severe thunderstorm warning, now is definitely the time to take shelter. Still rotation with this system. Let's do a quick recap here. It's 8:45. Let's take a breath. If you are in Christian County right now, hopefully you are in your safe place here. Especially the Taylorville area, a ton of thunderstorm activity for you folks right there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit tighter, actually. And I want people to point out here. Let me turn on that velocity. Matt has been talking about it here. The wind speeds, this couplet right here, now heading towards Awaniko along US 29. Just because it's south of Taylorville, that's near Millersville, a little blip of a location there. All of this spot is underneath this. So this is heading almost straight towards the Assumption area next. And you can see how fast this, again, is moving. So Taylorville area right now, underneath the worst of this thunderstorm activity. Same thing as you look towards the east here. Now remember, these scans are going at their max speed, but we don't have second by second data here. This is always a little bit behind. So just because we're showing you on the radar, Decatur right now, you folks might be underneath those storms. Here, again, a severe thunderstorm for you folks, but not the tornado warning. But with this line of storms, you've seen how fast they have issued those tornado warnings, those thunderstorm warnings. These are going to continue to be issued throughout the day. As far as what we're dealing with here, overall, just a broad stretch. Tornado warning, and just south of Taylorville right here, the big one to talk about in Christian County. Severe thunderstorm warnings. These could get extended eastward. Haven't got a report from the National Weather Service or anything like that yet. That is going to continue into Macon County now. This line of storms, the second line of storms that is developed here, south of Champaign, kind of tracking eastward at a quick pace. This is moving towards the, looks like Coles County, Douglas County areas, places like that. That will impact you in the next probably 45 minutes to an hour. And then as this storm system continues to potentially stay organized, moves east of I-57 and into Indiana. So this is our big threat right now, that tornado warning in effect until 9 a.m. All right, haven't got any updates just yet from the National Weather Service, nothing like that. We're still waiting. But southern Macon County now and northern Christian County seeing a lot of thunderstorm activity. I see AJ over here has a report here to show or talk about.
Yeah. Well, you were mentioning the National Weather Service. Basically, what we're learning here in the last 5 minutes from the Lincoln National Weather Service is there's no tornadoes yet. We have not seen any tornadoes touch down in Christian County under this warning. However, they did notice a circulation a few miles southeast of Taylorville at around 8:39. So they're keeping an eye on that as we're keeping an eye outside here. This is our view outside of our station on Cook Street, rather calm here in Sangamon County. In Springfield, you see the rain swept through. The streets are fairly wet there for your school buses headed out back in from their morning commute. But we're tracking still. National Weather Service says, yeah, circulation about a few miles southeast of Taylorville that they were looking at around 8:39.
Okay.
Here as we look through our tower camera, see some interesting looking clouds out
I'm going to
west.
flip that around right now, AJ, because
Yeah.
that's pointed west. I'm going to
Yeah.
flip it.
Let's go south,
I'm gonna
southeast.
head towards the east here as I rotate this camera. Sometimes it takes a few seconds, but behind these storms now, that's the tower camera pole itself. Over towards the west, or to the east, excuse me.
Yeah.
Not looking at much, obviously with the, let me wipe that camera for us here. Not seeing a whole lot of activity yet. It's kind of moved past the Springfield area, which is the good news. Obviously, we don't want...
The tornado warning in Taylorville has been, in the Christian County has been canceled.
Okay, so they've gone ahead, and that's big news as well. So tower camera, not much activity to report yet. Let's go back to that radar here real quick. I don't want to get off air just yet, as we do have, Matt and I were just discussing. So the severe thunderstorm warning is still in effect until 9 o'clock. So we're going to stay on through the top of the hour at least. But what we've seen here with this velocity, this area is just west of Decatur, right there, along the interchange right there, US 36 heading into Decatur. Just south of that.
There was another one too, I think, just
Okay.
further south. Yeah, right
Okay.
here.
Yep, near Blue Mountain. So that was the area that I was worried about. So you have that area here. Let me pull up the pointer tool again. This area here with that bright red kind of coming through the Pleasant View area, that's really Blue Mound area. Just northeast of Stonington. If you're traveling between Taylorville and Decatur, you probably know that area well. But it's that bright spot right here.
Yeah, if you want to pull up shear too,
Sure.
it shows up pretty well.
Let's see here. So if we pull up that wind shear, that is that deep blue. Yeah, right there. So that is wind aloft. That is an indicator for some rough storms, to say the least. But things are at least calming down enough that the National Weather Service has decided to go ahead and drop that tornado warning that had been going on Christian County. There's still some of those blues you can see right here in eastern Christian County, right there near Pana. You don't want to go outside in these storms, certainly. If you can help it, if you can stay inside, that would be fantastic. Zooming out a little bit more, we still have this severe thunderstorm warning in effect for another 9 minutes. At least for that one. This one here in Moultrie County, stretching towards east, towards Sullivan right there, Shelby into Moultrie County. That system, a little bit less of a wind threat with that guy, a lot of lightning. It looks like it has also started to lose a little steam. Pointing this guy out right here. So we still have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, but the tornadic risk has dropped a little bit more. And for you folks in Decatur, I would still be hunkered down, planning to be hunkered down.
Especially south of Blue Ridge, that's where a tighter rotation is, I would say. Being your safe spot, as we do see some rotation right now.
A lot of lightning with this guy, no question about that.
And these are moving fast, so it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, so Decatur area, you're kind of waiting for this thunderstorm activity, all this lightning to move into your area. Basically want to stay inside, be away from those windows again. Not as much hail showing up now, at least on the radar indicated. And as AJ mentioned, there haven't been any confirmed reports here, AJ, with as what they've told us, correct?
Yeah, correct. Well, the latest update from the National Weather Service just came in a couple of moments ago. 2 lines of storms, they say, are progressing, as you guys mentioned. But the main, as you had pointed out earlier, the main threat is south of I-72, that Decatur region. Pockets of strong to severe winds, they're warning below that line. But also, they're saying, of course, isolated tornadoes are possible. They could spin up at times. So like Matt had mentioned before, better to be safe than sorry, better to hunker down inside multiple walls, keep us on for the next 8 or so minutes until these warnings terminate, Nick.
Yeah, great advice there, AJ. You said it. Obviously, the National Weather Service trying to stay on top of this like we are. We're kind of their voice. They are the ones that issue these things. We don't have any control over that. They were kind of pulling back a little bit, so we were waiting.
We can get an update here on the power outages.
Yeah, might as well since you're over here.
And there are more power outages than what we had last reported. It seems as if not only Calhoun, but now Jersey County getting some outages reported. Macoupin County, that number is higher than before. You see that graphic turn from green to yellow. And so that is indicative of a higher number of customers out. It's over now 11% of those in Macoupin County without power here at 8:53 this morning. And of course, we want you to stay updated throughout the day on these storms. We're tracking storms literally throughout the entirety of this Thursday into the afternoon, early evening hours. So you can download our WICS weather app to have it in your pocket, to have it on the go, accessible at any time. Again, WICS weather is where you can go on the Apple App Store, on Google Play, wherever you are, you can watch us. We'll be streaming if it gets severe like it has been this morning. You can download that app and stay up to date.
AJ, great advice right there, as you said. Now, let me pull up. I do want to show everybody just kind of the watches and warnings right now. I've got that velocity map pulled up, but we have several thunderstorm warnings still in effect. That area Matt has been talking about that we've been seeing here, south of Decatur, still of concern. Southern, right there, northeast of Taylorville, right there, north of Moweaqua. That is a spot that we've been looking at in southern Macon County, so kind of south of I-72. That area here, that's the South Shores area. That's my house over here on the south side of Decatur. So hopefully nothing severe limits over towards Mount Zion there, and then stretching eastward over into then Piatt County and Moultrie County. So this severe thunderstorm warning set to continue for at least a little bit longer. The National Weather Service here, all right, so they just had, it looks like maybe...
They just issued another severe thunderstorm warning.
There it is. All right, right over the top there of what we were just talking about, Matt. Okay, so here we go again. Not a tornado warning. There's a little rotation, but they have gone ahead and issued it for that spot. I've got the information pulled up. At 8:54, severe thunderstorms located along that line from Oriana to Moweaqua. They say that it's moving about 55 miles per hour, all right? So that's how fast this is. So you folks in Mount Zion right now, you still have a few minutes maybe to get inside. But basically, if you're in Decatur, you're hopefully hunkered down already. East of this, Cerro Gordo, you're looking up northeast of Decatur, northeastern Macon County. That line right there, that is the spot to basically watch out for. Radar indicated here with 60 mile per hour wind gusts. We've had some hail reports. Damage to vehicles possible. Long Creek, Argenta, Cisco, Decatur Airport would be in this, so the northeast side of the city. And then once you get east of that, Whiteheath, Hammond, Atwood, places like that. So what I'm seeing here, definitely want to, again, with a severe thunderstorm warning, take caution. We don't usually go wall to wall on a severe thunderstorm warning like this. Going to keep it on for the moment, just for a little bit longer. I want to get past 9 o'clock. Once we get to the top of the hour here, 9 o'clock, we might return you to that regular programming here. But essentially what we've been tracking with this system, so we have now one severe thunderstorm warning. That severe thunderstorm warning east of Decatur, basically in Decatur east, everything east of Decatur underneath this in Macon County and Piatt County, so Monticello. You probably have another 15, 20 minutes for you to actually hunker down. This is kind of merging with that initial line of storms here. They have another thunderstorm warning right here, northeast of Shelbyville. Looks like things are calming down a little bit for Moultrie County and the Sullivan area. This has lost a little bit of steam, at least in our neck of the woods. East of Champaign into Danville, definitely still question marks with this system. Could be a little while before everything's kind of moved out for you folks. This is how things have developed. I'm looking there south of I-70 now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I-70 area.
That is really blowing up. An area that hasn't really been touched yet either, Matt. So
Right.
Vandalia into Effingham. I'm going to get a close look at this guy. As we do have that severe thunderstorm warning, we've talked about that a lot here over the past couple of hours, right up here in Decatur. That's a spot to watch out for. This area, let me zoom south of Vandalia. This spot, not a severe thunderstorm warning with it yet. Would not.
Already some pea-sized hail, it
Okay.
seems like, with that.
Okay, so that spot, Effingham area, you folks would be this. Looks like Vandalia, you're kind of missing out. St. Elmo's in this, stretching towards Mason, Beecher City, into Effingham right there. So our extreme southern end of our area here, also dealing with potential there for some strong storms. Areas that are not underneath a severe thunderstorm, but you should probably be inside, is over in Coles County. Looks like Mattoon right now, right on smack dab you, is dealing with at least some thunderstorms. Strong wind gusts, some rain out there. That is sliding straight east towards Charleston. As far as what things are looking like for everybody else, just severe thunderstorms. It looks like we still have this one. It will probably expire at 9 o'clock. We're kind of behind everything in Taylorville. We don't have any big damage reports in Christian County yet, and you don't go outside in Christian County yet. You can see those lightning strikes. Wait another half hour or so before you actually get out the door. You kind of survey the damage before things calm down. And what I'm looking at here is this Christian, Macon, Sangamon County severe thunderstorm warning is going to be allowed to expire. So still gusty winds, still some thunderstorm activity, but not quite to those severe weather limits there, Matt.
Yep. Yeah. So we're still having that one, those couple severe thunderstorm warnings for the region. No tornado warnings. All that rotation has definitely have calmed down, but we're still seeing these lines of storms that pretty much merged into almost one kind of sloppy line right now. But it looks like it's going to organize more as we go over the next couple of hours, and we're still seeing a lot of lightning with this system. At one point, I think we were seeing 350. Nope, that's time to get up.
Got an alarm set there. That'll wake you up here at 9 o'clock on your Storm Thursday, so hopefully you're already awake. With the severe thunderstorm warning still set in, I think we've explained everything that we need to. Don't know if we want to go back to the regular programming yet or not. I don't know if we can get some advice from the back. We don't have any active tornado warnings at this point. So once I've got the all clear here, we can turn things back over. Just to recap, a reminder, we still have a lot of lightning, still a lot of thunderstorm activity. Tornado threat has kind of calmed down a little bit. There is still a line of thunderstorms east of those warnings in the Tuscola area, Arcola areas as well, but not quite to that same degree. Things east of Champaign, losing a little bit of steam here, but our southern counties, we'll keep a close eye on that one, of course, as well.
Yeah, and our watches expire in the next hour as well.
Okay.
So hopefully, as the system moves through, we should be good.
Yeah, I think we've hit the big threats here. And we are looking at no tornadoes, no active tornadoes. We did see a few tornado warnings out there, but now I think, okay, so we are going to go ahead. It's 9:01 right now. It's Thursday. Everybody, we take a breath.
Yeah.
We could get back in to things, AJ. Real quick look. I don't know if we have an active look at the power outages real quick before we.
Well, the power outages, I could just read them off real quick for you. In Macoupin County, looking at over 2,700 people sitting without power here this morning. We're clicking in there. You see majority of those, roughly 20,000 customers who have Ameren are dealing with some power issues, 11%. Let's take a live look. Do we have that outside here? This is the call after the storm in Springfield on Cook Street in Sangamon County. Those buses coming back in. I saw online that a couple people were on pause across Illinois. Whether or not those schools were affected is still remains a question. We're going to have to do some digging into that. But looking at the tower camera there pointed east.
Ominous.
Gloomy. Ominous, gloomy. We're, of course, going to be keeping an eye on it for you throughout the day here. News Channel 20, Fox, Illinois. Our WICS weather app is a great tool to have as well. Make sure you got that downloaded. And again, you guys, we really, really appreciate what you've been doing for the community here this morning, keeping everyone safe. We're going to keep a keen eye on it throughout the rest of this day as we have the severe weather alert day running through the late afternoon into the evening hours. Again, we appreciate you. We're going to dump out right now, get you back to your local programming, but just be aware, be alert, stay safe, everyone, and we will see you later right here on News Channel 20.